purpose of the mission to Mars sub-competition is to demonstrate a simulated autonomous robot mission in a Martian environment. Hello, I'm Joshua. I'm majoring in mechanical engineering.
Hi, I'm Osvaldo and I'm majoring in electrical engineering.
I'm Alexis and I'm majoring in chemical engineering.
My name is Richard Castaneda and my major is mechanical engineering.
My name is Arnold. My major is going to be mathematics.
Jose Plaza, and I'm majoring in computer engineering.
Is Hal Twitty. I'm a computer engineering major.
Basically, our mission is to have some rovers on a field, and we have a bunch of these cubes. And the whole goal is for the rovers to go around the field, pick up the cubes, and drop them in a home base.
Well, in the beginning, we had to learn. Obviously, we had to learn how to use ROS and Ubuntu operate the ROS operating system and the Ubuntu operating system. Get that installed and working on our laptop to be able to communicate with the NASA rovers.
I'm Osvaldo and I use Blender to develop models for the gazebo simulation. We created two models, one for a representation of the lava tube and one for the Valles Marineris. The lava tube was made from scratch by sculpting two cylinder meshes with a spherical mesh. The NASA 3D Resources website has an STL file of the Valles Marineris that we edited to represent a section of the Melis Chasm. Both models were imported into Gazebo successfully, but Gazebo's rendering limitations did not allow for an internal view of the lava tube. This limitation was worked around by remodeling the lava tube in Blender and adding a solidify filter. The filter gave the model a thicker shape and allowed for Gazebo to render it properly.
Our chosen locations were Melis Chasma and a lava tube. Melis Chasma is a location inside the Valles Marineris. It has historical information that we might need to understand Mars' past, and maybe if it ever had or does have life in it. Lava tubes serve as the best protection for radiation. Where there is water, life may have thrived. Our plan is to have a mechanical cube with a mechanical pincer inside that will grasp and hold samples from the Mars surface and be able to categorize samples on its own. Before Stormies land, Aprocubes will be dropped strategically into the location, and then the Stormies will be landed in there with the jetpack. We want the Stormies to be inside a capsule that's pedal-like, so whenever it lands, it opens up and the Stormies release and scatter. We also want the capsules to be a laboratory, to be tested on there, because if it's not tested on there, we have to worry about it being brought back to Earth, and that's really expensive. After they scatter, they will pair up and go search for the Aprocubes. The reason they will travel in pairs is because if one gets stuck, the other one can assist. And if both get stuck, there's a lot more Stormies to continue. It's like a chess game. We can sacrifice pieces and still succeed. They will also be able to determine what kinds of samples they withhold. The Stormies try to gather all the Aprocubes possible, but of course there may be some failures, and some must be left behind too. After the Stormies collect the Aprocubes, they will take the Aprocubes, each one at a time, to the laboratory, and they will put them in the correct slot to be examined. These chosen locations, there's barely any sunlight. Solar panels shouldn't be the power source. Another form of energy should be found.
Thank you, NASA.
Our plan is to...
Hey, you!
From the... Hey, turn around. You got it?